Good morning students. Today I am going to start the new chapter 4. Okay. In the previous class we have learned up to the fiber and fabric in the third chapter. In this chapter we are going to learn about the heat. Okay, this is the fourth lesson and this is the seventh session for the 7th standard. Okay students, now start reading. In chapter 3, we have learnt about the woolen cloths are made from the animal fibers. You also know that the cotton cloths are made from the plant fiber. In the previous class, we have learned that is animal fibers. That is some of the woolen cloths and the silk cloths are made from the animal fibers, and also the cotton cloths is made with the help of the plant fibers. We wear woolen cloths during winter when it was cold outside. Okay, in the winter season we wear the woolen cloths because in the outside we are experiencing the cold climate. Woolen cloths keep us warm. We prefer to wear light colored cotton cloths when it is hot. Okay, why we wear woolen cloths means it keeps us warm in the winter season. And in the summer season we use the light color and also the cotton cloths we used to use. These gives us a feeling of coolness. Why we are using that type of cloths means it gives us the feeling of the coolness. You might have wondered why particular type of cloths are suitable for a particular season. Okay, you should think why it is preferred. Different types of cloths are wear in the different season. In summer season we used to wear the cotton cloths, and also in the winter season we used to use the woolen cloths. In winter you feel cold inside the house. If you come out in the sun you feel warm. Okay, in winter what will happen when you come out, when you be in the home, you feel very cool. Okay, if you come out in the sun, you feel warm. Okay, in summer you feel hot even inside the house also. Okay, in the winter when you are in the home, you feel cool, and when you come to the sun, you will feel little bit warm. That's why not hot. But in the summer, if you are in the home also, house also will feel the hot. Why? How do we know whether an object is hot or cold? How do we find out how hot or cold an object is? Okay. How we come to know that anything or object is hot or cold? How you come to know? And also the how you find it is a cold or also hot. In this chapter, we shall try to speak answers to some of these questions. In this lesson we are going to learn some of these questions, answers for some of these questions. Hot and cold. In our day-to-day life we come across a number of objects. Some of them are hot and some of them are cold. Tea is hot and ice is cold. List some objects used commonly in table 4.1. Mark these objects as cold or hot. Okay, they have given a table here. Object column, cold or cool, and next is warm or hot. Warm or hot. Ice cream. Okay, they have given the object ice cream. So it is a cool and cold also. Okay, spoon in a teacup. Spoon in a teacup. Okay, how it will be a cold, warm or hot? It will be a warm. Okay, spoon in a teacup, it will be a warm. Fruit juice. Okay, drink fruit juice. Now you like to drink the fruit juice in cold or hot? Okay, if it is cold only, we will drink. So fruit juice is a cool. Next, handle of a frying pan. Handle of a frying pan. Okay. You hold the handle of the pan now, frying pan. Is it a warm or hot? It will be the warm. Okay, students. Do not touch objects which are too hot. Be careful while handling a candle flame or a stove. Okay, we should not touch the objects which are very hot, too hot, more hot. Okay, while you are handling the candles or else you are something you are doing on the stove, you should be careful because they are very hot. We see that some objects are cold while some are hot. We know that some of the objects are very cool and some will be hot. You also know that some objects are hotter than others while some are cooler than others. Okay. When you compare the hotness of some different objects, some of the items will be very hotter than the other objects, and also some of the objects which are very cooler than the other objects also. We often do it by touching the objects, but in our sense of touch, reliable, let us find. Okay, by touching we will feel that is it a hot or warm or cold. Okay, this is the what we call, that is our sense of touch level. Let us find. Activity 4.1. Take 3 small tubs containers, label them A, B, C. Okay, we have to take the 3 containers. Put cold water in a mug A and put hot water in mug B and mix it. Okay. In A container you should put a cold water, and in the B mug you should put a hot water. And some cold and hot water in mug C. Okay, in one container you should put a very cold water, in another one container you should put a very hot water, and another in third, that is C container you should mix both the cold and the hot water. And the right hand in mug. Now dip your left hand in mug A. Okay, in mug A can come in container A, you should dip your right hand, and in the left hand in the mug A and right hand in the mug B. After keeping the hands in 2 mugs for 2 to 3 minutes, put both the hands stimulantly in mug C. Okay, after putting your hands, after 2 to 3 minutes, you have to put your hand in the mug C. Do both the hands get the same feeling? Okay, if you keep both the hands in mug C, in container C, you will feel the same. Bothers confusion shows that we cannot always rely on our sense to touch to decide whether an object is hot or cold. Okay, and object is hot or cold. Sometimes it may deceive us. Then how do we find out how hot an object really is? A reliable measures of the hotness of an object is the temperature. Temperature is the measured by the device called the thermometer. Okay, because one hand we have dipped in the hot water and another one we have dipped in the cold water. When your both hands will keep in the container C, we are feeling different. The feeling is different. Okay, one hand it receives the hotness more, and another it is a warm. Okay, so by touching also we will feel some of the. By touching also we can't sense the differences. Okay, temperature is the unit of measuring heat. Temperature is measured by the device called thermometer. When you get the fever, you keep your test by putting the thermometer. No, okay. The device which we use to check the temperature is called what? Thermometer. Measuring thermometer. Have seen the thermometer? Recall that when you are someone else in your family had fever. When you see the thermometer, when you get the fever, the doctor will check your fever by the help of the thermometer. The thermometer that measures our body temperature is called clinical thermometer. Okay, the thermometer which we measures when we got the fever, no, that is called what? Clinical thermometer. Hold the thermometer in your hand, examine it carefully. This is the picture of the thermometer they have given it. You have to see the thermometer carefully. If you do not have a thermometer, require a friend to share with you. The clinical thermometer looks like one of the shown. Okay, here they have shown the picture of a thermometer. We have seen this. Now they have get in the digital also. The thermometer consists of a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. It has a bulb at the end. Okay, it has the bulb at the end of the thermometer. The clinical thermometer looks like the one shown in the figure. Uniform glass tube. It has the bulb at the one end. The bulb contains the mercury. Outside the bulb, a small shining thread of mercury can be seen. If you do not see the mercury thread, rotate the thermometer a bit till you see it. You will also find a scale on the thermometer. The scale we use in the Celsius scale indicated by the 0 degree Celsius. Okay, what will happen? There is a glass tube-like structure. Okay, it is ended with a small bulb. Okay, in that bulb there will be a mercury, and also the small thin line thread-like structure can be seen inside the thermometer. That is called what? Mercury. Okay, how we will find the temperature means we will measure them in the degree Celsius. The clinical thermometer reads temperature from 35 degree Celsius to 40 degree Celsius. When you use Fahrenheit and the Celsius, they will use both. Okay, if it will measure from the 35 degree Celsius to 45 degree Celsius. Okay, activity 4.2, reading a thermometer. How we used to see the thermometer. Let us learn how to read the thermometer. First, note the temperature difference. Indicate between the two bigger marks. Also note down the number of the divisions. Between these marks, suppose the bigger mark reads 1 degree, there are 5 divisions between them. Then one small division can read 1 by 5 is equals to 0.2 degree Celsius. Wash the thermometer preferably with an antiseptic solution. We have to wash the thermometer with the antiseptic solution, means the solutions. Hold it firmly and give it a few jerks. Okay, hold it tightly, and jerks means you have to give like this 2 to 3 times. The jerks will bring the level of mercury down. By doing that, the level of the mercury will come to the down. Ensure that falls below to 35 degrees Celsius. Up to where you have to do the wait up to which degrees you should wait, that should come to 35 degrees Celsius. Now place the bulb of the thermometer under your tongue. You have to keep that thermometer under your tongue. After 1 minute, take the thermometer out and note the reading. Okay, after one minute, you take out the thermometer from the mouth and you have to see the thermometer reading. This is your body temperature. The temperature should always be started with its unit degree Celsius. Always the temperature is measured in the degree Celsius itself. What it record as your body temperature? The normal temperature of human body is 37 degree Celsius. Normal human body temperature will be always 37 degree Celsius. Note that the temperature is started with its unit. Okay, always we have to check while measuring the body heat. You should check is it below the 35 degrees or else not. Okay, after coming down only you should keep that thermometer in your mouth to check the temperature of your body. Let us try to assure Pehli that there is nothing wrong with her. Activity 4.3, measure the body temperature of some of your friends with at least 10 they have given. You can do it in the home and note them and note their temperature also. Clinical thermometer record your observation as in table 4.2. Okay, name and also the temperature you should write in the table. Is the body temperature of every person is 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, when you measuring the with thermometer, is all the people who are there, is their body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. The temperature of every person may not be 37 degrees Celsius. It could be slightly higher or slightly lower. Everyone should not be a 37 degrees Celsius. It may, some of them may be a higher rather than 37. Some they have a little bit lower also. Actually, what we call normal temperature is the average body temperature of a large number of healthy persons. Okay, why we call that is 37 degrees Celsius means because almost all the healthy persons are having the 37 degrees Celsius of temperature. The clinical thermometer is designed to measure the temperature of human body only. Okay, this clinical thermometer, why they have done? To measure only the temperature of the human body, they have prepared this one. The temperature of human body normally does not go below 35 degree or above 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, when we check the temperature, okay, the human body temperature should not go below the 35 degrees Celsius, it should not go, and above the 42 degrees Celsius it also should not go. Laboratory thermometer, how do we measure the temperature of other objects? Okay, up to here we are measured only about the human beings, how they used to measure their body temperature. Okay, in this we are going to learn about the laboratory thermometers which are used in the different labs. How to measure the temperature of other objects? For the purpose, where are other thermometers? One such thermometer is known as a laboratory thermometer. The teacher will show you this thermometer. Look at it carefully and note the highest and the lowest temperature it can measure you. Okay, this is the picture of the laboratory thermometer. By seeing this, you have to note down the lowest and the highest thermometer range of the thermometer. The range of the laboratory thermometer is generally from 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Okay, in laboratory the measurement of the thermometer it will start from the 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Also, as you did in the case of the clinical thermometer, find out how much a small division on this thermometer reads. You would need this information to read the thermometer correctly. Let us now learn how this thermometer is used. Now we are going to learn how this thermometer is used. Take some tap water in a beaker or a mug. Okay, have to take in one mug the tap water. Dip the thermometer in water so that the bulb is immersed in water but does not touch the bottom or the sides of the container. Okay, dip the thermometer in that mug which you had taken the tap water. Okay, you should put that thermometer. The thermometer should not touch the bottom of that mug and also the sides of that mug. Just you have to dip in that. Hold the thermometer vertically. Observe the movement of mercury. You have to put that thermometer in the mug and you have to observe the movement of mercury in the thermometer. Wait till the mercury thread becomes steady. Up to where we should become, up to the that mercury threads where it will stop. Note the reading. This is the temperature of the water at that time. Okay, note the up to where it will stop. Now the mercury, the rise of the mercury. That is the temperature of the water. Compare the temperature of water recorded by each student in the class. You have to compare that temperature with the students which have taken your friends' temperature. No, are there any variations in the reading? Discuss the possible reasons. Let us try to answer this question. Okay, we have to discuss is there any variation between this temperature of the water and also the temperature of your friends' body temperature. Next, activity 4.5. Take some hot water in a beaker or a mug. You have to take some of the hot water in a tub. Dip the thermometer in water. Okay, you have to dip that thermometer in the water. Wait till the mercury thread becomes steady and note the temperature. Okay, still up to where the mercury will rises, you have to stay calmly. Okay, when it will stop rising, you have to remove the thermometer and you have to note the temperature of the water. Observe carefully what happens now. Do you notice that as soon as you take the thermometer out of water, the level of mercury begins to fall. When you took the thermometer out of the hot water, the level of mercury will goes on coming down. This means the temperature must be read while the thermometer is in the water. So we have to see the temperature when it was in the water itself. You may recall while taking your own temperature. Okay, you can do this observation while you are testing yourself itself. You have to take thermometer out of your mouth to to note the reading. You can then use the laboratory thermometer to measure your body temperature. Okay. Obviously, it is not convenient to use the laboratory thermometer for this purpose. So, we should not use the laboratory purpose for the clinical purpose. Why does the mercury not fall or rise in a clinical thermometer when taken out of the body? Okay, when we have taken the clinical thermometer from out of our mouth, why the level of the mercury won't fall? Observe the clinical thermometer again. Do you see it, Nick, near the bulb? Okay, that is the steel, little bit steel-like structure. Okay, it prevents mercury level from falling on its own. Okay, why it has been there? Because it prevents mercury not to fall from the level on its own level. Okay, this is about the clinical thermometer and also the laboratory thermometer. In the next class, I will explain you transfer of heat and also some of the activities are there. Okay, remaining class as I'll continue in the next session. Okay, this is your chapter 4. Thank you, students.